Hello everyone, welcome to my class to continue with the first theme of class 11th history, that is from the beginning of the time till so far. In the previous videos we have discussed about the different phases of human evolution. I have told you about the primates, I have told you about the hominoids and then hominids, the differences among them, and the last thing that we have discussed about was Australopithecus. I have told you that Australopithecus were having huge jaws, their teeth were bigger in size, they were having very small brain size, and most of the time they spend their lives on trees, right? Now when the Australopithecus, their discovery was done by Mary and Louis Leakey. They were working in an excavation site at Olduvai Gorge and Litoli, and they have found the skull of Australopithecus there. After studying that skull, all these conclusions came, right? So this discovery was done in the year 1959. Now, when we are discussing about the human ancestors, different species, their categorization was done by historians and scientists on the basis of their bodily structure. And the information about their bodily structure was gathered from the bone remains, after studying the bone remains and the fossils that have been found, right? Now, to understand about these species, how the changes were emerging in them, a positive feedback mechanism was developed to understand how the changes were occurring in them. So here is a good example given in the book in the form of a table, in which one activity is taken, like the tool making activity, right? If a species is performing this task of making tools, so what different characteristics, what essential things that are required, right? Now let's take this example, let's discuss this feedback mechanism. Suppose the activity is tool making. The early man, one species of early human, is making tool. What things he'll be requiring? No doubt, increase in the size and capacity of brain. First thing, if performing any activity, for performing any activity, the first thing is the thinking is required, right? So this shows that if the tool making was done by the early men, no doubt the size of the brain increased and the thinking capacity also increased, that he require this object for performing different tasks, and that is why for creating that object the brain is working, right? So if the brain is working, if the brain is thinking, then definitely the task is performed, right? The second thing is they required free hand movements, because performing for making tools, with restricted movement this activity cannot be performed. So hand were freed for using tools, because if they are making tools, they need to be used it for they'll be using it, right? Hand free for using tools and carrying infant and objects. Their hand movements were now no more restricted. They are performing these tasks, they are making tools, they are holding objects, they are using it for throwing or for hunting purpose. They are carrying their infants and objects in their hands. And if hands are free for performing these activities, then it shows that probably they are having upright posture. They can stand on their two legs, they can walk, right? Because earlier they were using their hands and legs for walking purpose, but to make their hands free for performing other tasks, for making tools, for carrying objects and babies, then their hand needs to be free from walking, right? So this shows that probably upright walking for this their hands were free and they were having upright posture. They can stand on two legs and they are doing walking with the help of two legs, right? Now, visual surveillance, long distance walking by foraging and hunting means observation, visual observation. Uh, since they are using their two legs for walking, now they can run also with two legs, walking on two legs, and running with two legs is comparatively easier than the four. Earlier the Australopithecus were doing with their hands and legs, walking and running. It becomes quite difficult, right? So now they are running, they are covering more distances, they are running after the animals, they are using tools for killing the animals. So such activities, their observation increase, they are observing different animals, and all these things are interrelated. These developments are interrelated, right? If one thing is improved, it automatically leading to the improvement in other areas, right? So this is feedback mechanism, positive feedback mechanism. If one development is positively happening, it resulted into the development of other areas, right? So this is about the positive feedback mechanism. Now, how the early evidences of upright walking or upright or the species using bipedalism or using only two legs for walking purpose, that is found in Hader and Ethiopia, where direct evidences of bipedalism is found in the form of fossil limb bones. Bones have been found which shows the bone structure shows that probably only two legs were used for walking purpose, right? So this species, the bones that are found here is comparatively more advanced than the Australopithecus, who were living on the trees, who were using their hands and their legs for walking purpose, right? So this is another stage of development. Then around 2.5 million years ago, a phase of glaciation started, when most of the parts of earth was covered with snow, right? And this led to the extinction of the Australopithecus, right? And this species was replaced by a much advanced species called genus Homos, who were better adapted to much drier condition, right? Till Australopithecus, the human ancestors were all hanging on trees. They are living their lives on trees, and now since there was a climatic change, then for better adaptation to the new climate, a new species was emerging, and that species was called genus Homos, right? These species are adapting themselves to much drier condition, to live in drier condition, to new changed environment, right? Now Homos, the historians, they have categorized the Homo species of Homos in different categories on the basis of their characteristics. Like they have categorized it into three different categories. Homo habilis means the tool makers, those who were making the tools. Homo erectus, those who are having an upright posture. They can stand on their legs, right, without using their hands. The upright man, Homo erectus, upright man, and the Homo sapiens, the wise or the thinking man, right? This is much advanced species because they have a big brain size, they have a good thinking capacity, right? So this is all about the positive feedback mechanism, about the changes that occurred from Australopithecus to a new species of Homo, and their further categorization into three categories: Homo habilis, Homo erectus and Homo sapiens. So we'll be discussing this homos in the next video in more details, right? So please like, share and review and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching this video.